I wanted us to not turn the ball over. So to me, coaching, I always think is that that other guy getting his guys to do what he wants them to do better than I get my guys to do what I want us to do. I mean, so we had 17 turnovers, and that's all not all, but that's been the number one thing we've preached for the last month. So I got to figure out a different way to preach, but that night we made some silly turnovers. I mean, just silly turnovers. And then we talk about not fouling, and we put them on the free throw line. We talk about not fouling an outside shot, and we fouled a guy making a three. All right, so those are the things that I talk about a lot, and I couldn't get the kids to do it properly. So Tommy, whatever things that he talked about, I felt like that I just knew that on my end I didn't get my guys to do what I wanted them to do as much.
Was part of that you were playing into, like with the lead, for example, we were still chasing. And that kind of plays into what they wanted, because they're going to use most of the clock until they get the ball to the right guy.
Yeah, but
sort of sitting back with them.
Yeah, but I'm not very, I don't know if patient is the right word. I want to take the ball away from you. I don't want to sit and play defense for 35 seconds. So, for us, we don't play zone very often, but yet it's helped us this year. But it's sitting back. I want our defense to be part of our offense, and so maybe instead of patient, maybe the word would be stubborn. But it wasn't.
They've said that. I've heard that about you.
Yeah. So my wife, my son, my daughter, all my players. But I think that, again, it's you gotta do what you're comfortable with. And you guys write to a style that you're comfortable with and report in the way you're comfortable with. I'm not a guy that can play a sagging man-to-man. I mean, we can play zone if I think it's going to help us win, because that's the bottom line, but I don't enjoy that. I enjoy getting after people. I mean, I had one of my buddies that said, you're not really that good a golfer, but when you have a chance to knock it on the green and two on a par 5 with the creek in front of it, I would bet on you as much as I would anybody on the PGA Tour, because it's the challenge, but that's my makeup. But no, I never played a sagging man-to-man. Coach Smith, even Coach Guthrie's both, we'd talk when they were coaches. They said, God, we wish we could still play a regular 22 instead of 21s when you back off with people, and I'm just not comfortable doing that.
But you said, earlier comment, you said guys handle the ball much better now than they did 20 years ago. So when we're chasing, or you're chasing, isn't it harder?
Oh, yeah.
It's harder.
You could say stubborn, you could say stupid if you want to, but we've won a few games.
I haven't heard that one, though.
Yeah. But it's something that if I can speed you up a little bit. Well, what happened in the first half of the game Saturday, Arkansas. I mean, we got Bryce, Marcus, and Justin are 4 for 20 at half. And so what I told them? I said, try to quit rushing yourself. Just take an extra split second. So I think a lot of times that if you can speed somebody else up just a little bit, and we've had some games where the other team was pretty doggone good, and we're able to speed them up. We've had some games, again, against Virginia, we shot a higher percentage against Virginia than, since Moses. And, but so it does work sometimes, but it wasn't our defense that hurt us against Harvard. The defense, I thought we were fine. We just were stinking it up on the offense again.
So you could, when they went on the run, you couldn't match them offensively.
Turn the ball over and just do stupid things.
Well,
Kind of
we've
along-
seen it
Go ahead.
last two, and then we'll go.
Kind of along those lines, this tournament, there have been, a number of teams that have had the ball late, and they've struggled for whatever reason. Is that just the pressure of the tournament into people, or why do you think that is? And I guess, as the survivor of one of those games, what can you take from that going forward here?
Well, I think first of all, the reason you struggle in games is because the other team's pretty doggone good. You guys have heard me say it a million times, it's not just about North Carolina. The other teams are pretty good. They're going to make you struggle some more. The other thing is the attention, the pressure. They're still 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. Sometimes they're not going to get it right. But we survived. When I said I didn't mind, I was telling you the truth. I felt as lucky after the Harvard games I've ever felt in my life. But the other thing is that at the end of the games, the other teams work on their end of game defense too. We do also. We got 2 or 3 stops at the end of the Harvard game. But again, the defense wasn't a problem that game. It was just what we do offensively. But there is a lot of pressure. There is a lot of pressure when kids go to the free throw line. There is a tightness that comes in that elbow as you start to release the shot. And so you just got to find some kids that can block all that out. And especially if they're really, really talented, you got a better chance.
Well, we've seen the tournament kind of place a premium on point guard play, and then we can just look at last year and Shabazz Napier, the way he was able to kind of carry UConn. Do you look at Marcus in that same kind of light? I mean, can he, push comes to shove, can he be kind of the mistake eraser and elevate?
Well, I hope so, but I think he's done that for somewhat 3 years, and we've got to get some other guys to be willing to step up. I mean, Shabazz was phenomenal last year, but Boatwright and those other guys really, really, really played well also. In 82, everybody talks about Michael's last shot, but there's a guy named Worthy that played pretty well, also. In 09, Tyler Hansbrough, but Wayne Ellington had 17 in the first half, so it's hard for just one guy. But it is, when you look at tournament play, I think the guard play is more exaggerated, the value, because they control the basketball so much. And if you have one guy, I go back on the negative thing. Eddie Fogler and I had this big discussion before we played Indiana in '84. And to this day, we were the best team in the country by far. If it's best of 5, best of 7, nobody's going to beat us. But I said, I just hate playing against a really good guard that can dominate the ball and makes every free throw. And that was Steve Alford. And, that's tournament play. I think that position, its importance is even raised. Thanks, guys.
We have Marcus in here.